Welcome, everyone, to the Regenesis Health Podcast, unconventional paths to wellness and root cause healing.
It's great to be here.
I'm James.
And I'm Meredith.
And today, we're looking into something really fundamental, something we all do constantly, but maybe don't think about enough, our breath.
That's right. We're exploring how consciously working with our breath can be this incredibly powerful pathway to feeling better, managing stress, and honestly transforming our well-being.
It sounds almost too simple, but the science behind it is fascinating. It's like discovering this built-in tool we all have.
Exactly. Your own personal antidote to, well, a lot of modern stressors. Get ready to find out what you're capable of.
You know, it really is hard to ignore how stressed everyone seems these days, isn't it? Despite all the tech and advancements.
Oh, definitely. Stress has become, well, it feels like a public health crisis, almost. The statistics are pretty stark. You see figures like, 74% in the UK, 75% in the US, adults feeling overwhelmed or showing stress symptoms.
Wow, that high.
And it's getting worse. Anxiety levels, for example, jumped noticeably just in the last couple of years, like from around 32% feeling more anxious in 2022 up to 43% in 2024.
That's a huge leap, and it comes from everywhere, right? Big global stuff like the economy, current events.
Right, and then all the personal things, health worries, finances, family stuff, it all adds up.
And it hits different groups differently, too, doesn't it? I read that younger people, say 18 to 34.
Yeah, they report higher rates of mental illness. They've got unique pressures, this massive burden to succeed, rising housing costs. It's a lot.
And women, too, consistently reporting higher stress than men.
Often linked to money and family responsibilities. Yeah, it's a consistent finding.
And this isn't just a feeling, it actually changes how people behave.
Oh, absolutely. Nearly half of U.S. adults say stress causes negative behavioral changes. Things like eating unhealthily, drinking more alcohol.
Sleep must take a hit, too.
Big time. Nearly 90% report losing sleep because they're worrying about things. That's huge.
It's kind of a strange paradox, though, isn't it? If everyone is feeling this, why do so many people feel so alone in it?
That's such a key point. People often feel like they can't burden others, so they keep it inside.
Which really highlights why we need tools, like personal tools, that people can use themselves to manage how they feel inside.
Right.
Independently.
Exactly. Which brings us back to the body's response. Because when we talk about stress, we're really talking about physiology.
So what is happening inside us? How does that mental worry translate into physical feelings?
Well, it all starts with how our mind perceives a threat. Could be anything, really a real danger or just, work pressure. But this triggers physical changes run by our autonomic nervous system, the ANS.
Okay, the ANS, that's the automatic stuff like heart rate, digestion.
Right. And it has two main branches. There's the sympathetic nervous system. Think of it as the gas pedal, the fight or flight response.
Got it. Accelerator. Adrenaline, cortisol, heart races, muscles tense, focus sharpens. Good for escaping tigers.
Perfect for escaping tigers. But here's the modern issue. That system, designed for short bursts of danger, is now constantly switched on by things that aren't physical threats.
Like deadlines or the news cycle or money worries.
Exactly. Our bodies don't really know the difference, so many of us are stuck in this low-grade, chronic fight-or-flight state.
And that constant on switch must take a toll.
A heavy toll. We see links to increased risk of cardiovascular disease, like a 50% increase linked to work stress.
50%? Wow.
Yeah, and big jumps in chronic illness diagnoses, especially in that 35 to 44 age group. Things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol becoming much more common.
And the mental health side.
Equally serious. Chronic stress is deeply tied to depression and anxiety. Over half of stressed adults report feeling depressed. Over 60% anxious.
And the environment plays a role, too, like a toxic workplace.
Definitely. People in those situations report much poorer mental health. And, pandemic stress, that's had a lasting impact on adult mental health diagnoses. It can even stop people from planning for the future.
Okay, so that paints a pretty challenging picture. But there's hope, right? If the nervous system can get stuck on, it can also be guided back to off, or at least back to balance.
Absolutely. That's the empowering part. And, one of the most direct ways to do that is through our breath.
Right. It's more than just getting oxygen in and CO2 out.
So much more. Think of it as this incredible bridge connecting your mind, your emotions, and your physical body. It's constantly happening, this rhythm.
And it responds automatically, right? Like the brainstem and sensors adjust it without us thinking.
Exactly. But the amazing thing is how emotions change it. You feel anxious, your breath gets shallow and fast. You feel calm, it gets slow and deep.
Okay, so emotions drive breath patterns.
But, and this is the key, we can flip that around. We can consciously change our breathing pattern, and that changes our emotional state.
Ah, so by deliberately breathing slowly and deeply, we can tell our brain, hey, it's okay, calm down.
Precisely. That voluntary control is what makes the breath such an incredible tool for self-regulation.
Yeah.
We can literally hack into our nervous system.
So back to the gas pedal, sympathetic, and brake pedal, parasympathetic. Modern life slams the gas. How does breath hit the brakes?
No, think about all the things your ANS controls: heart rate, digestion, blood pressure. You can't just decide to slow your heart rate directly.
Right.
But breathing, that's the one ANS function we can easily consciously control, and because it's all connected.
Ah, so changing your breath sends signals to everything else.
So slow.
Slow the breath, slow the heart, calm the mind.
Exactly. It creates this cascade effect. And the science really backs this up. Lots of studies, meta-analyses show that slow-paced breathing boosts that parasympathetic activity, the rest and digest system.
And I hear a lot about the exhale being particularly important.
Yes, that's crucial. Intentionally lengthening your exhalation directly stimulates the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve, that's a major player in the parasympathetic system, right?
It's the main player. So a long, slow exhale sends a very clear message straight to your brain. You are safe. The danger has passed. Relax. It's simple, but profound.
It really reframes breathing, doesn't it? Not just passive, but actively rewiring our physiology. What's some of the most convincing evidence for you on this science of calm?
Well, the effects on blood pressure and heart rate are really well documented. Study after study shows significant drops, clinically significant drops in both systolic and diastolic pressure and resting heart rate just from regular breathing exercises.
Even short sessions.
Even short sessions, like 15 minutes of mindful breathing, can show a temporary reduction. Over time, the effects become more lasting.
And what about HRV heart rate variability? That seems to be a big buzzword for resilience.
It's a great measure of how adaptable our nervous system is.
Oh.
And yes, slow-paced breathing is one of the most effective ways known to increase HRV. Higher HRV means better resilience to stress.
So it strengthens our stress response system. Does it affect hormones too, like cortisol?
It does. It helps regulate the HPA axis, that's the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, basically our central stress response system. Breath work helps kind of recalibrate that system, leading to lower cortisol levels over time.
Okay, so physical changes, hormonal changes.
Mm-hmm.
What about the brain itself?
That's also really fascinating. Brain imaging shows that voluntary breathing doesn't just involve the brainstem, it engages higher cortical areas too.
Like the thinking parts of the brain.
Exactly. Areas involved in awareness, emotional regulation, decision-making. And there's evidence that slow, controlled breathing actually dampens activity in the parts of the brainstem responsible for alertness and arousal.
So it literally quiets the brain's alarm system.
Pretty much. It promotes physiological and psychological calm right down to the neural level. It's actively reshaping brain activity towards tranquility.
Understanding all this is great, but like you said, the real change happens when we actually do it. So let's talk practices. What are some simple, accessible techniques people can start using right away?
Okay, absolutely. The first one, the real foundation, is diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing.
Why is that so foundational?
Because most of us, especially when stressed, tend to breathe shallowly, just using our chest. Belly breathing re-engages the diaphragm, which is our primary, most efficient breathing muscle.
So it gets more oxygen in more efficiently.
Yes, maximizes oxygen exchange. Plus, the movement gently massages internal organs and, importantly, stimulates that vagus nerve we talked about, promoting calm.
How does someone actually do it if they're new to this?
Okay, find a comfortable spot, maybe sit or lie down. Put one hand on your chest, the other on your belly, just below the ribs. Breathe in slowly through your nose and try to direct the air deep down so your belly rises and pushes your hand out.
Keep the chest hand still.
Relatively still, yeah. The focus is on the belly moving.
Yeah.
Then exhale slowly, maybe through pursed lips, feeling your belly fall back down. Just try that for, say, 5 or 10 minutes. Focus on the feeling of the belly rising and falling. It's very grounding.
That sounds straightforward enough. Okay,
Yeah.
What about box breathing? I've heard Navy SEALs use that.
Yes. Box breathing, or Samavriti pranayama in yoga, is fantastic for calming the nervous system while keeping you alert and focused. That's why it's used in high-pressure situations.
So it balances things out.
Exactly. It balances the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. And the counting that equal rhythm gives your mind something concrete to focus on, pulling it away from worries.
How do you do the box?
Simple. Sit comfortably, maybe with your back straight. Exhale all your air out first, then inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold the breath gently at the top for 4. Exhale slowly and fully, maybe through your mouth or nose for 4. And then hold the breath out at the bottom for 4.
Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4, like a square.
Precisely. That's one cycle, one box. Just repeat that for maybe 3 to 5 minutes to start. Keep the counts even. If 4 feels too long, try 3. Just keep it equal.
Okay, balanced and focusing. Now, alternate nostril breathing. Anadi Shodhana. That sounds a bit more complex, but it's meant to harmonize the brain.
It is a classic yogic technique, and it feels incredibly balancing. The idea is that it clears and balances energy channels, harmonizes the left and right brain hemispheres, leading to deep calm and mental clarity.
And research supports it.
Yes, studies show benefits like lower blood pressure and heart rate, better lung function, even improved focus and memory. It's both calming and somehow clarifying.
How's it done? The hand position seems key.
It is. So sit comfortably, rest your left hand, bring your right hand up to your nose, fold down your index and middle fingers, so you'll use your thumb for the right nostril and your ring finger for the left.
Okay, thumb and ring finger.
Right. Close your eyes, take a normal breath in and out, then gently close your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale slowly and smoothly through your left nostril. Now close the left nostril with your ring finger, so both are briefly closed. Release your thumb from the right nostril and exhale slowly through the right.
Okay, in left, out right.
Then inhale slowly through that same right nostril. Close the right nostril again with your thumb. Release the ring finger from the left nostril and exhale slowly through the left.
So in right, out left. That completes a cycle.
That's one full round. In left, out right. In right, out left. Just continue that flow smoothly and gently for maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
Feels very deliberate and centering, just hearing it described. Okay, one more powerhouse technique, especially for sleep or major anxiety. 4-7-8 breathing.
Yes, the 4-7-8, popularized by Dr. Andrew Weil. He calls it a natural tranquilizer for the nervous system, and it really can feel like that. It's excellent for anxiety spikes and helping you drift off to sleep.
What makes it so potent?
It's the ratio, a relatively short inhale, a longer hold 7, and then a really long audible exhale. That extended exhale is the key maximum vagus nerve stimulation, really hitting the parasympathetic brakes hard.
How do we practice this one? Tongue position seems important here.
Yes. Find a comfy spot, sitting or lying down. Place the tip of your tongue just behind your upper front teeth on that ridge of tissue. Keep it there the whole time.
Got it.
First, exhale completely through your mouth, making a distinct whoosh sound. Then, close your mouth. Inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Then exhale forcefully and completely through your mouth, making that whoosh sound again for a count of 8.
Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8 with the whoosh.
That's one breath cycle. Dr. Weil recommends doing just 4 cycles to start, especially when learning. Always keep the 4-7-8 ratio. You might feel a bit lightheaded initially. That's normal.
4 simple tools, incredible potential. But breathwork can go even deeper, right? Beyond just calming down into emotional processing.
It really can. While these foundational techniques are amazing for immediate relief and regulation, certain styles of breathwork are designed specifically to help access and release deeper emotional patterns, old stuff, even trauma that might be held in the body.
Held in the body, how does that work?
Well, the idea in somatic work is that unresolved emotional experiences or trauma can get kind of locked in our tissues, creating physical tension, chronic pain, or emotional numbness. Certain breathwork techniques can help unlock that.
What kind of techniques are we talking about? How do they differ?
Often they involve something called conscious connected breathing. This means breathing continuously, usually quite deeply and often faster than normal, with no pause between the inhale and exhale. It creates a circular rhythm.
What does that do?
It can induce a non-ordinary state of consciousness, not hypnotic, but different from everyday awareness. It allows people to bypass their usual mental chatter and defenses, accessing subconscious material, feelings, memories that might be stuck.
That sounds intense. What do people experience?
It varies hugely, but common reports include significant emotional releases, maybe crying, laughing, anger, shaking, tingling sensations. Sometimes insights or memories surface. And very often this release is followed by a profound sense of peace, clarity, lightness, like, as you said, years of bottled up feelings just let go.
Are there specific schools or founders associated with this deeper work?
Yes, definitely. Stanislav and Christina Grof developed holotropic breathwork, often done in groups with evocative music. Judith Kravitz founded Transformational Breath, which combines connected breathing with acupressure points and sound. Leonard Orr pioneered rebirthing breathwork, initially focused on releasing birth trauma.
So for someone interested in this, what's the key piece of advice?
This is really important. These are powerful therapeutic practices. They are not just relaxation exercises. If you're interested, especially if you have a history of trauma, significant mental health challenges, or certain medical conditions like cardiovascular issues, it is absolutely crucial to seek out a properly trained, certified, and experienced facilitator. Safety and skilled support are paramount. Don't just try intense connected breathing from a YouTube video.
That's really vital advice. Okay, shifting gears slightly, but still on the deeper physiological effects, can breathwork actually help with physical pain and inflammation?
Yes, there's growing evidence for that too. It can act almost like an analgesic. For acute pain, studies have found that slow, deep breathing significantly reduces reported pain scores.
Any specific way to breathe for pain?
The research suggests making the exhale longer than the inhale seems particularly effective for pain modulation. Again, it's likely linked to that parasympathetic activation calming the nervous system's reaction to the pain signal.
And the inflammation connection. The Wim Hof method comes up again here, right?
It's a standout example. His method involves rounds of controlled hyperventilation followed by breath holds. This combination triggers a significant adrenaline surge.
Adrenaline. I thought that was part of the stress response.
It is, but in this controlled context, it seems to have a different effect. In that famous Radboud University study, people trained in the Wim Hof method were injected with an endotoxin that normally causes strong flu-like symptoms and inflammation.
And what happened?
The trained group used the breathing technique, generated a massive adrenaline spike, and this actually suppressed the inflammatory response. They produced more anti-inflammatory mediators and fewer pro-inflammatory ones. Their symptoms were much milder, and they recovered faster than the control group.
So they consciously influence their immune system's inflammatory reaction.
Exactly. It was groundbreaking evidence that we have more voluntary control over these automatic systems than previously thought.
That is incredible. So bringing it all together, breathwork seems to impact our immune system in multiple ways, strengthening our defenses.
Yes, it's really a multi-pronged approach. First, the obvious indirect path, reducing chronic stress. We know chronic stress suppresses immunity, so calming the nervous system via slow breathing naturally helps optimize immune function by lowering cortisol.
Okay, stress reduction helps immunity. What else?
Then there's that direct neurological influence we just talked about, like with Wim Hof, where specific techniques can directly modulate immune cell activity and inflammation through the nervous system.
And wasn't there a mechanical aspect too, something about the lungs themselves?
Yes. That Harvard human lung chip research was fascinating. It showed that the physical stretching and relaxing of lung cells during breathing actually activates innate immune responses within those cells.
So the very act of breathing deeply makes lung cells more resistant to viruses.
It seems so. In their model, cells undergoing breathing-like motions showed significantly reduced viral replication compared to static cells. They literally switched on antiviral genes just through the mechanical motions, like exercise for your lung cells' defenses.
Wow. Mechanical defense. Anything else?
There's even a chemical aspect. Another study found that breathing causes pH levels to oscillate in the airway surface liquid. When you inhale, the temporary change in CO2 can make this liquid slightly alkaline, and that alkaline state is actually antimicrobial. It helps kill bacteria.
So it's hitting immunity from stress reduction, nerve signals, physical motion, and airway chemistry.
Pretty much, it's a truly holistic effect on resilience.
This is all so compelling. Now, the million-dollar question. How do we actually make this a regular part of life? Consistency is key, right?
Absolutely. It's about building sustainable habits, not just doing it once in a while. The goal is to weave it into your daily rhythm.
Any tips for making that happen? It's easy to forget.
One great technique is habit stacking. You link the new habit, a short breathing practice, to something you already do automatically every day.
Like doing 5 minutes of belly breathing right after brushing your teeth.
Exactly. Or maybe box breathing while the kettle boils.
No.
Or alternate nostril breathing for a few minutes before you check your morning email. You anchor it to an existing routine.
What about specific times of day?
Starting the day with a brief practice can set a calm, clear tone. Maybe Nadi Shabhana for balance. And ending the day with a calming technique like 4-7-8 is perfect for signaling to your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep.
And what about during the day when stress actually hits?
That's where microdosing calm comes in. Just taking 1 or 2 minutes for some slow, deep breaths, maybe before a meeting when you're stuck in traffic, feeling overwhelmed by emails, those little resets can make a huge difference cumulatively.
So it doesn't have to be a long session every time.
Not at all. The most important thing is to start small and be consistent. Maybe commit to just 10 slow, deep belly breaths when you wake up and 10 before you sleep. That's achievable, right? Once you feel the benefits, you'll naturally want to do more.
That makes sense. Start small, build momentum. For listeners who want to explore further, are there any particular books or apps you'd recommend?
Oh, definitely. For books, James Nestor's Breath, The New Science of a Lost Art is a fantastic overview, really eye-opening.
I've heard great things about that one.
It's excellent. Also, The Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McCune is great, especially for understanding nasal breathing and CO2 tolerance. And of course, Wim Hof's own book, The Wim Hof Method. There are others too. Dan Brule, Stanislav Grof, Donna Farhi have all written valuable stuff.
And what about apps? Sometimes guided sessions are helpful.
For sure. Othership is really popular right now. Very immersive, great music, categorizes sessions by goal, like up for energy or down for calm. Calm is wonderful, especially for beginners and for sleep. Lots of guided meditations and sleep stories. Headspace is another classic, great for learning mindfulness fundamentals.
Yes.
BREATHWORK offers a wide variety of specific exercises, and Breathe to Relax is a simple, free app developed for stress management. Lots of options out there.
It really comes back to something incredibly empowering, doesn't it? That the most powerful tool isn't something you need to buy or find externally.
Exactly. It's literally right under your nose. It's your own breath. Always available, completely free, and it holds the key to unlocking so much calm, resilience, and vitality.
In a world that feels like it's constantly throwing things at us.
Right. The breath gives you back a sense of agency, a way to regulate your own internal state no matter what's happening outside.
You hear people talk about it changing their lives, like finally feeling they can manage panic attacks instead of being controlled by them.
Yeah, or just feeling more connected to themselves, trusting their body's ability to heal and find balance. It's a shift from feeling like a passive recipient of stress to being an active participant in your own well-being.
Learning to harness this simple, constant rhythm. You called it unlocking your own inner pharmacy. I love that.
It really is like that, generating calm, focus, energy, all from within, just by changing how you breathe. One breath at a time.
Such a powerful thought to leave people with. So maybe the question for everyone listening is, what small positive habit could you link your breathwork to today? How can you start tapping into that inner pharmacy starting right now?
Before we wrap up, just the necessary reminder. This podcast is not affiliated with the authors of the books, sources, or the concepts mentioned. We do not endorse claims within these books or sources. We are legally required to advise listeners to consult their doctors or a qualified healthcare professional before attempting any cleanse or making significant changes to their health regimen. What may work for one person may not be suitable or safe for another.
Thank you so much for sharing all that wisdom today. And thank you to all the listeners for being here today, and we look forward to sharing this time with you again soon.